about 50 pounds heavier than I am now in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a 220 pound, 215 pound, give or take, linebacker.
Oh,
Learn
man.
something about our members every single day.
You wouldn't say
Yeah.
Sasha was a linebacker, would you?
Yeah, no, I know you wouldn't think so.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're live.
Speaking of linebackers, no.
Yeah. Hello, I'll tell you one quick story. Since we're already live, might as well.
Yes.
I was going to go to football and play football, but they told me I had to run up a hill, so I didn't show up. Hello, and welcome
I'm with you
to
there.
Black Dragon Roleplay, where we are not professional voice actors. We are not gaming gods. We are just a group of friends that have been brought together through the love of story who want to share our tabletop adventures with all of you. A few things before we start our session proper. We are so glad that you are here live, watching us live here on Twitch. We appreciate all the support and all the followers that we've been having recently here on Twitch. If you are new here and you want to keep up with the campaign, please do drop us a follow. If you want to keep track and interact with us when we are not on screen, hit us up on the Discord. Link is in the information box below. If you would like to support us, there is a subscribe button. Drop your Prime, drop a sub for some emotes, support the stream. We greatly appreciate everyone who supports the stream. If you can't make it to watch us live here on Twitch, we have been posting our weekly shows on our YouTube channel. Everything that we do here on stream goes to our YouTube channel. Black Dragon RP on YouTube is where you can find all of our content. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We do have a special announcement today regarding our Sunday stream. So 2 days from now, Sunday morning, Sunday 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, 9:30 p.m. where I am. We in June we'll be doing something a little bit different. Sometimes we play Valheim or 7 Days to Die or Jackbox. For June, each week will be its own little tiny adventure. This week, Sunday, 9:30 a.m., we'll be doing Black Dragon RP movie tier list. So everyone will be giving their best movies, and together we will be debating and ranking them, making one list to basically rule them all. This week we'll have a special guest. Red Ramos, our friend from Pre-Stream Campaign, has agreed to come and share some time with us Sunday morning. He's a huge movie nerd, has a podcast called the Movies and Memories Pod, which you can find everywhere podcasts are streamed. It'll be an awesome time catching up with him, and then talking movies with someone with the passion as he does. So that is our announcement for this Sunday. Please show up on Sunday and listen to us. It'll be a fun time, guaranteed. Well, not really guaranteed, but yeah, Wolfgar is going to come and join us on Sunday.
Hey.
But I think that's all the announcements we have. Let's get into our recap. Episode 18, Baby Mama Drama. As the group begins to leave the site of the fate creature that they had battled against, Boltzmann hands Camiel a feather token, who then places it on the ground near the old and withered stump. Instantly, a large 60-foot oak tree springs into existence. At Valor Point, after a full day of travel, the group checks into the inn for some much-needed rest. The magic-inclined wizard and artificer share what they know, share what they can about their magical abilities, as well as we get a brief peek at Boltzmann's past. The growing owlbear, Addie, protects the cart and becomes bunkmates with Dante. And Branimir, Camiel, and Boltzmann discuss what they saw in the underground forest, a summoned spirit that Bran believes is connected to his past. When they finally rest, most are greeted with dreams. Dante dreams again of the women in his life and in his past, but this time without the horrible ending and the panic that the previous night had brought. Branimir dreams of the spirit that he had summoned, but is unable to interact with it. But its location leads him to believe that whatever he saw and whatever he summoned is a gift from the Uplifter. Camiel has a dream that she is soaring free, first above deserts, then above forests, then above a wide ocean. When becoming aware of her own body, she does not see her form, but the form of a glowing red and orange that fades into nearly ethereal stars as she flies. After another day on the road, ending fairly peacefully and uneventfully, the group camps for the night and enters Roteberg by midday the next morning. While passing by the water gardens, both units able to notice the King's Battle participants by their hung crest and banners. From Soderheim, you have Kingsguard. From Roteberg proper, you have the local Crown's Guard. From the northwest, you have the Vermilion Watch, and from the south, you have the Goliath Kumaj tribe. And from representing the Vanguard, you have the Talon Garrison. The team brings Delilah to Castle Roteberg, the temporary training home of Kingsguard Lieutenant Gustav Beauregard, father of Delilah's unborn child. Not able to get into the castle to see him, not able to get into the castle to see him, Delilah writes a very private message on a piece of paper and gives it to the guard standing watch to be able to give it to him. The team, seeing that something is odd with Delilah's demeanor, wish to question her in a more private setting. Back in Roteberg, the very crowded Boar's Nest Inn seems filled to capacity, but a quick-thinking Saoirse lays down a platinum coin and quickly gets a room request filled, albeit at the sake of another former, less generous patron. Once in the room, it is revealed that although Lieutenant Gustav is the father, he had broken up with Delilah before he left and never knew about the pregnancy. After being quite upset at the lies, everyone calms down and they talked about the best way and the best options to help Delilah. Everything was thrown out from castration to Zone of Truth to informing his superiors to a makeover. A bit later, the group ventures out into the city. While there are many things to see and do, the reason that they came to was the Heroes Gallery to find the precious information about the Vindex Populi. As they begin searching the gallery proper, that's when we ended for the evening. Check one thing here. Okay, sorry.
Over.
Yeah. So you guys have entered basically this Heroes Gallery, and you guys had went past, saw a larger than life version of King Ear, as well as a large tourist information desk with people bustling in and out. You saw artists doing renderings of sketches and paintings of tourists as they are there, visiting this very decorated place, a very celebrated place, especially this week, being the week of King's Battle. So you would just walk past the room, the statues of the Vindex Populi themselves. That of Massimo Valor Vindas, the half-elf cleric, the leader, Atlas Legion human fighter, Onyx Ravenborn, Tiefling Wizard, Agmen, Avalanche, Cocaine, Goliath, Barbarian, and Soroya, Sapbottom, Gnome Druid. You see kind of beyond you multiple buildings, and each kind of with their own exhibits. I'm going to kind of give us a little bit of time here to kind of... You guys are searching for information. So, do you guys have anything specific that you want to look for? Let's do some rolls based on what you guys are looking for specifically.
Looking at the statues themselves, since Bran has already seen it before, I might have to make a roll, but since Bran had recovered the Warhammer of Goodwill, I believe, is what it was called. Does it appear that Avalanche is wielding the Warhammer in the statue?
In this statue, it does not look like that. There seems to be two Warhammers, much smaller than the one that you had seen.
I see. Okay, so, all right, yeah. I was just trying to see if he could make that connection, or at least see it.
Yeah, there definitely is a difference between what you see and what you know to be what existed. So it either is an error of some sort, or it's a timing thing, depending on what information was taken when, something like that. You're not
Right.
100% sure. You just know that it's not the same as what you know that his weapon was at one point.
Okay, cool. Well, going on that same thought, I think Bran would be interested in learning more about the wielder of the Hammer of Goodwill. So he would particularly search for information regarding Avalanche.
Okay, so you can either roll me a it's an intelligence check of some sort. So either a flat intelligence check or specifically a history check, or even
Alright.
allow an investigation check. One of those three things.
I will take my chances with history. Let's go. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Hey, 21.
Oh, nice.
21. Okay. So Agman Avalanche, you kind of wander off and you find a section that's kind of talking specifically about this Goliath barbarian. Going through his backstory and going through his kind of his origins, you see that Avalanche was a young star growing up in a high mountain village deep within the Scandies Mountains. He was the best hunter, the strongest warrior. He was in line to become basically the next village high chieftain until one fateful day he carelessly was caught out in one of the biggest snowstorms of the millennia. To stay safe from this driving blizzard, a hurt and struggling Avalanche found shelter on what he thought would be an abandoned farm. An evil undead warlock found the recuperating Goliath sleeping in the barn and cast a deep compulsion spell on him. For nearly a year, the warlock used him against his will as a slave, a bodyguard, a mercenary, regularly performing unspeakable acts on him. The warlock's sudden demise caused at the hands of Avalanche caused a break in the spell, but also a break in Avalanche's mental state, leaving a piece of the witch's essence, the warlock's essence, linked forever with his. Feeling he was no longer healthy or worthy member of his village, Avalanche never returned. And looking for purpose, he found Atlas, who had recently started the Vindex Populi and knew almost instantly where he needed to be. Atlas and Avalanche kind of shared the same values and kept this new group in check, always kind of trying to lead the people and trying to help the people of Alma and work towards a greater good. And that's basically the backstory of Avalanche and what you can find out with that.
All right.
Are there any specific details you want to look at?
Yeah. Because we were trying to figure this out before. We were assuming that a majority of these artifacts of the Vindex Populi were, I guess, buried with them at like some sort of burial site, wherever it is they may be buried. Is there a book or some sort of information or somebody Bran can talk to that has any idea as to where these artifacts are located, particularly for Avalanche?
You do find some people that are kind of going and see kind of a uniformed group, and they are assisting people as they come through, pointing them towards this and that. You do approach one of these people, and when you ask them that question, they kind of get a over their head kind of a look in their eye, more like they're pointing people to the bathroom than giving personalized information about this. So it doesn't seem that they had any information. Roll a perception check.
Oh no. Perception. 18.
Didn't roll on mine.
Yeah, didn't roll on one either.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
on my screen it says 18.
Do you trust
there
him?
we go.
Do you trust
There
him,
you go.
Moose? Do you trust him?
18. You do look around and you find another group, another person actually, not part of the group. The group is kind of like the people that are directing the tourists here and there and kind of keeping crowds under bay and kind of reading things off the signs, not really giving any personal information. You do find one other person, but we'll go to that in just a little bit. Anyone else have anything that they want to look for before we go and do this other part?
Do we? I mean, Dante's happy to have a look at it and anything, but would anybody else prefer to have to do a search on one of these heroes of legends?
If no one else is going to, or it looks like they're going to, Sirisha would look into Soria Sapbottom,
Okay.
the gnome druid. I think she's just looking for general information, such as what inspired her to join the Vindex Populi, and what united her to the other members of the group.
Soraya Sapbottom, you do kind of wander off and find another section, kind of splitting off from Bran and them. Soraya Sapbottom kind of grew up surrounded by nature, loving the freedom that being among tall pines of the Sledideer Forest in Ujat. Her mother, Elisa, was an herbalist and a de facto doctor of the village, and her father, Savan, was a woodcutter. After her father went missing in the woods, a young Soroya trekked out against her mother's wishes to find him. For days, she searched fruitlessly until one night she was given a vision of her father in pain and agony. She immediately awoke and set out, following her vision to his exact location, an abandoned mine that thieves had been using as a hideout. Finding her father imprisoned, her mind was filled with rage. She closed her eyes and screamed, which awakened hundreds of bats that flew directly at the bandits, leaving herself, her father, and the other captives alone. Her father, seeking an explanation to this miraculous occurrence, escorted her to Ismailia, where she journeyed into the desert to find the Temple of the Goddesses and began to learn how to harness her nature-driven powers. After years of serving the forest as all-around hero, she set off feeling the call to Roteberg and eventually meeting with Atlas and the rest of the Vindex Populi. And there is one of the things you do notice from her is there was an artifact that was mentioned in her pieces. It does not show them. It does not actually have the piece there, but it is portrayed in images.
What's the artifact?
Let me find it. It is a shroud. It is a cloak. It was a cloak that allowed her certain nature-like elements to be able to be performed, including at times where they said that it would prevent her from falling. At times, it would act as a shield, and at times, it would work as an absorbing elements, being able to absorb elements. And then redistribute them.
And you said it doesn't indicate where, or does it indicate whether or not it was buried with, she had it when she was buried, or when she died?
It does not. Yeah, it doesn't give the location, or whether it doesn't actually show a piece, so it's not part of this collection if it exists still, or if it's still around. So you're not 100% sure. It doesn't give any details of where that piece is, or it does not give the location of where they are buried. Soraya. But it does give the general outline of this as a piece of their mythos.
Okay.
And
What
Bran,
about-
one clarification, Bran, when you did look around at Atlas's things, the Warhammer was not listed. Unlike this shroud, is listed. The Warhammer was not listed.
But the other two, what seems to be just regular hammers, were they listed as well?
No, they were not listed. They were just kind of shown as his instrument of choice, but nothing to the point of being so exorbitant that it needed its own call-outs or anything like that. You didn't
So
see
in
any
Avalanche-
information about it.
So in Avalanche's ledger, there really isn't an artifact for him, or any sort of tool he.
Yeah, listed in this, it shows his weapon of choice being a warhammer, but it does not list a specific warhammer.
Okay. Cool.
What was your next question, Rob?
Okay, so Saoirse would want to know the last place that Sapbottom was seen alive, and if she's dead, is there any indication of where she was buried? Assuming she was buried.
Yeah, it does not list anything about her specific death. There's simply no information listed about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, roll. Yeah, I should have had her roll an investigation for that, but that's fine. Yeah, there's no information listed on her death.
Okay. Well, Saoirse has a passive investigation of 14, if that helps.
Yeah, you're okay. No problem.
Okay.
Anybody else?
That's all I have for now.
I originally wasn't. Well, I guess Emmy, as she's walking through and wide-eyed and just taking it all in because it's all new information for her, she catches sight of Onyx Ravenborn, the Tiefling wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly sure why it catches her eye initially, but she'll go up to that one, and she's kind of interested in that particular statue and the information about that one.
Roll investigation, history, or straight intelligence. One of the three.
Okay. Do history.
23.
23.
Okay. Born in Ibiza, in a relatively peaceful land of Patrium, her father was a successful alchemist, and her tiefling mother, a tenured professor of the arcane. They were always loving and protective parents that doted over their darling daughter. Although she loved and respected her parents, she felt the pull of adventure rather than the preset path of the academe. She took a magic missile wand that her father had given her for protection. She took 500 gold from her parents' safe and a spellbook full of spells that she did not know, but she had copied from her mother's personal spellbook. By the time that she reached Roteberg, she had learned her borrowed spells and were working on gathering more complex spells and even creating her own. It was in Roteberg where she met Atlas. She began following him and everything he was doing. And with the 23, there is you do notice something that says that it is not confirmed, but there are rumors that she was infatuated with the born-to-be hero of Atlas. That she had kind of the reason why she had kind of followed him along in this endeavor of Vindex Populi at first was because of her almost unrequited love of Atlas.
Okay. She makes a note that this is actually, she's part of what's the name of the location she's from?
Biza, which is in
Patrium?
Patrium. Yeah, she's in from Patrium in a town called Biza, which is on the coast.
Yeah, she's listening, she's reading and learning the story about her, and like her eyes are only getting bigger. Like it's hitting home a little bit. Is this one of those places where it has like signs like don't touch the artwork and the statues?
Yeah, it is definitely a museum thing. It's not like a children's museum where they want you to press buttons. It's a artwork on the wall and displays behind glasses and that kind of stuff.
She just kind of quietly casts Mage Hand because she can't touch the statue herself, and just the Mage Hand, without like pushing or shoving or anything, just kind of gently glides over the because it's a tiefling. Onyx Ravenborn's a tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of glides over the horns briefly as she's observing these statues, and that's where she is for a little bit.
Roll a stealth check.
Bro.
Good luck.
Oh no.
Never mind, I just rolled a 1 on my perception, so the guard didn't the target worker did not see you.
Yay! Because that would have been bad.
You go unnoticed.
She starts jotting this down and jotting down a sketch of Onyx Ravenborn into her journal.
Anybody else?
Who do we have left? We have Atlas.
Atlas and Massimo Valorvindas.
Valorvindas. Camille? Was there anybody you'd like to have a look at?
Camiel is very confused at the moment because, well, this is probably her first time seeing a statue that aren't gods. So she's probably just standing there looking at these statues and just in confusion at the same time awe. And actually, to anyone close to her at the moment, she'd be like, so basically, heroes are erected into statues.
Well, they're kind of worshipped like demigods, I suppose.
And that's healthy?
Dante just looks like anybody worships gods. I mean, anybody can have a god, can't they?
Of course. It's just a little odd to me. That's all.
Oh, it's odd to me as well. Like, who would want the adoration and, hero worship that came with being a hero of a kingdom? Like, I don't know who in their right mind would ever want all those, adoring fans clambering to get to see you and touch you and things. I have no idea.
Slowly, Camille just turns her head to look at him like, really?
He's got a big smile on his face. At one point, he actually looks off into the distance and thinks about it, just sort of nods his head a little bit. Like, yeah, that sounds good to me.
But with this kind of adoration, I suppose, then I guess it would call upon some false heroes, right? Those who fight for people and become heroes only for fame, fortune, and women.
Dante just shrugs. I don't get your point, and I'm not sure. Ends equals means. I really don't know. You've boggled me there, Camille? That's an interesting question.
Okay, so I guess she would want to know more about Valor, Vindex.
Okay. Before I say that, I will say one more thing. Soroya, you did find that the hometown was actually specifically the village of Nasser, Nasser, which is on the outskirts of the Slatadir forest. And
I'm sorry, repeat that?
it is the forest, the Slatadir forest. One that you're familiar with.
Very familiar with. Okay, cool.
And then with Avalanche, the hometown is the Caucanes, K-A''Ane, tribal village within the Scandies Mountains.
Gotcha.
DM, will this be in our campaign handouts later?
Yes, I'll have to pare down what I have, but yeah, I can do that for you guys.
Thank you.
Massimo came from a long line of scholars based in Roteberg, known as the Order of Ego, who were deeply devoted to the study of the arcane. It was their hypothesis that there was one arcane connection that bound all of reality together, and that the deities and powers surrounding them were all just conduits of that same energy. Massimo's father, Victor Vindex, made it his mission to kind of dispel this notion, and kind of was almost like a skeptic of the day, and basically saying that the gods had no special powers other than that any magic wielding wizards could not focus on their own. He believed magic was like a muscle that, when flexed enough, if he found the gods to be a bottleneck of that energy that served only to selfishly interfere in mortal affairs. Massimo's father was also obsessed with proving his theories correct, and that developed in a way to test the limits of a person's magical powers and quantify it. From a young age, Massimo was being groomed by his father to become a great wizard, which also made him the perfect test subject. His father was so excited by the early results of the test that he felt obligated to continue his work no matter the cost. For years, every day, Massimo was forced into the testing chamber with excruciatingly drained of his arcane energy. When the research that Massimo's father presented turned out to be inconsequential in the eyes of the Order, they found out that the data gathered and how inhumane the practices he used were. He was outcast by the Order and ruined. Blaming his son for his own failure, he increased the testing both in frequency and veracity. A broken Massimo snapped. Massimo attacked Victor, turning the full power of his arcane energy towards his father, striking him down in rage. A 14-year-old Massimo ran from Roteberg. Lost and afraid of his powers and scared of hurting another person, he lived in self-appointed exile. One day, an adventuring party stumbled upon his humble squalor home, and because of an impending storm, Massimo allowed them to stay and sheltered them until the storm passed. The paladin and cleric of the group were followers of the Starcaster. Having only heard his father talk about gods as evil, power-hungry beings, he wanted to find out why they were on their travels. The group talked about the villages that they had saved, and that they were really just trying to help make the land a better place. Massimo was intrigued, and they spent the most of the evening discussing faith and their place in it. Weeks later, Massimo's mind was still troubled at his ignorance and went looking for answers. He found the Order of Paladins devoted to the Starcaster, where he learned and eventually found his calling to be a healer and cleric. Having seen a vision of a battle against an ancient white dragon, he felt called to return to Roteberg, not only to clear his name and expose his father's true evil deeds, but to find a new home and one with the group of adventurers led by young Atlas. Anything specific that you'd like there?
Just the whole idea of gods, because she obviously already pointed that out earlier. With just mere non-god entities becoming like some sort of in their own right, like Dante said, like demigods, where they are being quote unquote worshipped, and that part did stick out to Camiel, as well as breaking free from the manipulative grasp of his father. She finds that very interesting, actually.
Knowing, well, Dante, you haven't gone yet, right? But also, I know Boltzmann, even though he's not here this evening, would definitely be an Atlas Legion fan. Being from Amma, being the leader, being, if there is one of these people that are lifted up more than the others, it is Atlas. He was the champion of the king, the beginner of the Vanguard group, all these different things. So he's definitely one of the ones that is celebrated the most. You get his. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Dante can relate and would be happy to find out any information or help Boltzmann find out any information on Atlas that he can.
Okay. Growing up unaware of any family, Atlas was raised by a group of priests that worshipped the wild bountress in a large monastery just outside the village of Ahas, Ahaus, which is about a day's journey from Roteberg. Atlas's name was the only thing given to him by his mother. Legion, the name given to him by the group of priests, is meant to represent the wide and grand world the boy came from and is always a part of. The priests, known as the Brotherhood of the Bounty, did not run an orphanage or typically take in children, but this did not stop the desperate soul from leaving their newborn son on their doorstep in the middle of the night. Attached to the basket was a crudely written note which read, "Please forgive me, accept my Atlas to be part of your brotherhood. The wild bountress will be a much better mother to him than I ever could be. And you, her priest, a better father than the man who defiled me and left me to die." Although Atlas would constantly ask questions about his identity or that of his mother's, the priest always chose to keep what little information they had from him. They would insist that the path was always destined to be with the Brotherhood of the Bounty, no matter how or why he came. The Bountress always provided Atlas with a family when he needed them the most. Feeling unsatisfied with the deflection of the truth about his past, on his 13th birthday, Atlas stuck out of the monastery and began searching the surrounding towns for answers. He returned 1 month later with only unconfirmed rumors that a very young woman had committed suicide shortly after the birth of an unwanted child many years previous. Once shown the note taken from the basket he was found in, it took many weeks for Atlas to recover from the devastating news, but with help of his mentor and friend, brother Adolphus, he was able to quickly refocus and rededicate himself to the study of the Bountress and the world around him. The priests did their best to teach young Atlas right from wrong. They valued natural resources as gifts from the Bountress and did everything they could to live in harmony with the world around them. They helped others by teaching surrounding farmers better ways to farm and techniques, not only to increase their productivity of the land, but also to increase the longevity of farms by creating balance within the environment. Atlas learned much about the topics and balance of harmony and was a bright student, but what really held his interest was fighting. Every time Atlas was given free time as a boy, he would dash to town to watch any action that would be happening at the Allfather Arena. The stark contrast between the wild Bountress worshippers that are peaceful souls living in communion with the land. Allfather's worshippers were programmed for the growth through conflict, and the arena was their place of worship. The most dedicated worshippers would gather every day and train, breaking their bodies with excruciating feats of physical and mental drills, all preparing themselves for their weekly contest, where they would prove their strength and dedication to the Allfather by being victorious in battle against the others trying to do the same. Atlas loved the dedication, loved the physical aspect, and loved the challenge that his new path offered, and quickly signed up and enlisted as a member when he became 16 years old. Atlas displayed unmatched talent and soon became the town's champion, where other trainees would feed from their emotions and become almost blind by rage when fighting. Atlas's boyhood training of patience and balance allowed him to be in control of every situation he was in, gaining the advantage with strategy and persistence even when outmatched in strength or agility. Quickly moving up the ranks, Atlas was the youngest ever honor guard to become squad leader. He would soon be recruited to be part of a new program called the Vanguard, a special regiment of soldiers known to be the best of the best. It was while apart from Vanguard that Atlas met Avalanche, a Goliath barbarian, an Onyx Ravenborn, a Tiefling wizard, and became the best magic wielder that Atlas had ever seen. There are many rumors about the formation of the Vindex Populi, that it all started in secret Vanguard program, or if Atlas felt limited in his role and needed freedom that creating his own mercenary group would allow. But either way, Onyx and Avalanche joined Atlas with Vindas, Valor Vindas, and Soraya Sapatum joining soon after.
All right. Definitely a lot of information to take in there. Did where does it say where, or can we find the information of where he passed away, or where he was buried? His location or anything like that?
It does not give a location of his death or burial. It does have his hometown, which is the Ahas village,
yeah,
near Roteberg. It also gives a depiction of a dragon claw shield. And what this is it looks like this was created. Let me look at this. This item was created for Atlas region from an ancient white dragon that he helped defeat. Fitting almost like a glove, the shield is specifically created to fit over the hand and forearm of the user during battle. Made almost completely from white dragon elements, the shield also allows the user to have special abilities, including ice walking and clawing attack, as well as immunity to taking any cold damage.
Well, that's handy. So are we still, because our if I recall, our whole goal was to find out more about the artifacts that these guys carried. Was that correct, Bran?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
There are actually two for Atlas. Oh. So it was the shield as well as a dual patron bastard blade, a large sword created for Atlas. Beyond its magical components, on one side of the blade it has a symbol of the Allfather. On the reverse side of the blade it has a symbol of the Wild Bountress. And it has said to have magical abilities.
Handy. And we don't know. Like, none of us get any information on whether they were buried with these artifacts, or whether the crown had seized the artifacts or anything like that, or their weapons.
The one largest piece of, I would say, glaring information about all this is where they're located. Not just the artifacts in them, but what happened at the end of their lives. There's a lot of this that's talking about the adventures. There's talking about the different battles that they had. The White Dragon is obviously one of the stars of this battles that you see kind of referenced here and there. You do see one talking point about the Mind Flayers, but again, not details, more overviews and generalities, nothing specific.
So there's no specific location where they were buried or how they died?
No, all that information does not seem to exist or be presented publicly.
And so I suppose this would be a question for Boltzmann or Bran. Did we find any information previously? I recall something to do with the mountains to the south.
The Scandies.
The Scandies, was that correct? Or was that the village of?
In the letter that you had from King Orton, which was that you found within same place you found the Warhammer, was basically a note saying that, giving the history of Avalanche, some of what you heard and repeated here today, but some of it a little different, and in there talking about him having an unmarked grave within the Scandies Mountains, near his tribal home, I believe it says.
Well, if we're still looking for these artifacts, that seems to be the best place to start. If that's what Bran told him. I can't remember if Bran or Boltzmann mentioned that before to Dante.
While you guys are kind of searching, you guys kind of gather back around. You kind of make your ways through the exhibits and kind of gather back at the central location. You see a well-dressed man, short, small frame, slick back hair, and begins walking towards you. Roll a perception check, everybody.
Oh, oops.
Oh, is this the perception check for the individual I saw before?
Yes, it's the same person. So when you go looking around for someone, what was that percent? Oh, you had 18 before. Okay.
Yeah, I had an 18.
So as you guys kind of gather back around and start, trying to, Bren, you start looking for someone else. You see this short, small frame, slick back hair, well-dressed man approach all of you. Most of you notice that his face kind of lights up seeing you all together, and specifically is looking at Dante. Hello there, Jeremiah Cobbles. I'm one of the directors here. You see, how are you? I saw that you were looking at the exhibits. Did you find everything okay?
Dante's just looking like quizzically, or just, is he really talking to me? Yeah, yes. He looks at the others. Sure, we have found these most satisfactory.
You're all together then.
Yes.
Oh,
what did you say your name was again?
Jeremiah Cobbles.
And you're trying to sell something.
No. Obviously not. I'm a curator here. I don't sell anything. I'm just one of the directors here. I've just noticed you all together. Just wanted to make sure that you had found everything that you had wanted to find. I assume you're here for King's Battle, yes?
I would say yes to that.
Camille looks at Dante and she knows exactly that he's gonna say yes. And she just kind of looks away.
What? It just looks around. Yes, right.
And
we
he's
are
nodding enthusiastically.
See? She gets it.
Some of us would prefer to watch from the sidelines.
On the inside of the circle, right?
You look experienced. At least you look pretty much experienced. You're certainly equipped for such things. Very good. You see that? If you look right over there at that exhibit there, you see that Yeti fur on the statue there of Avalanche. That Yeti fur. I found that piece. It's an original fur worn by Avalanche himself in a battle in the Highlands, just southeast of here. Very interesting piece. We believed it to be snagged by an entanglement vine and then ripped off in the struggle to feed himself, to free himself. Rumor has it, he finished the fight and slayed his enemy completely nude. Of course, that's not something we want to announce to the public for the children's sake, but surely it was a great story to pass along to the next tavern you find yourself in. So, what brings you to the gallery?
Dante's trying really hard not to start laughing in his face. He's sort of looking at Camille and Bran and anybody else who's looking at him, at them, seeing if anyone wants to step in at any time. No.
Camille just gives him a look like, you've got it.
Very well.
Very passionate.
Very, very passionate. Very passionate. I mean, personally, I think the story, unhindered truth when it comes to history, would probably make him such a more attractive source of information, or a source of worship for Avalanche over there. But how much for the piece? He just sort of looks at the how much.
I like your gusto, young man. Very, very nimble looking, aren't you? Yes. No, sir. The pieces here are not for sale. They are actually property of Alma, and therefore property of the king. I would, if heaven forbid, something were to happen to any of the pieces here.
Probably mean your head, right? That would probably mean your head. That's.
That's yes, probably that would be a likely outcome. Well, anyway, looking for any certain information, anything, looking for last-minute tips and tricks from the old pros, or looking for inspiration? Are you?
Oh my god.
Bran, any questions?
No,
anybody...
Dante, please.
No,
take the lead
he's
here.
literally like, did anybody have, like, we each found our own bit of information. Did anybody else want to, you could say, and he sort of motions to, I mean, we're amateur historians, if you would say. We're trying to find...
She kind of gives you a look when you say that. She's like, amateur nothing.
Well, we all have our own opinions. Do we have... we're trying to find the locations as best we possibly can of their last resting place. It would be a great honor to find such a location.
Yes.
To be the first?
No, it's always been almost a puzzle. There's much written about the beginnings, the origins, the many vanquishing battles and things of the sort, but not too much written about how it ended. There were many speculations and theories, of course, but very wide and varied information, and very actual information and pertinent truth out there. More rumors and innuendo and things of that nature. Nothing proof. No hard proof of anything. Very, very interesting.
Bewildering, isn't it?
Yes. It's always been a question. It's always been something that people have always looked for. But so you're looking for the information as well. What makes you so interested in something like that?
As I said, and he gives me like a friendly smile. Amateur historians. Sorry, professional historians.
Thank you.
Pay respects and all that.
Yeah.
Camille kind of raises her arm, or hand, rather. You see, I've never really been in these places, so they're basically trying to educate me. And that's why we're here.
Education is important. Speaking of education, does this may seem weird, but do any of you know how to pick a lock? No, never mind. You're looking for
Sorry?
personal tours. The things that we. Yes.
What?
Never mind me. I'm just an old fool.
Did you
Never
lose your
mind.
keys? Is that I can help you with that? I can
You can
possibly help you if you lost your keys or anything like that.
I may have a need for your services, but never mind me. I'm just an old fool.
Oh no, Dante always wants to help people. He's more than willing.
Exactly, for free even, maybe.
Camille gives him a look for free.
Maybe.
You see him kind of look around, kind of nervously. You guys are more in the central area, and follow me if you would. He begins walking towards an exhibit that's more removed from the high traffic areas, and he begins kind of speaking up a little bit louder than even he was before. If you look here to the left, you see a painting of onyx. When you think of mercenary, you think of orphan or traumatic childhood, but born in Ibiza in a relatively peaceful land at the time of Patrium, her father, human father, was a successful alchemist, and her tiefling mother, a tenured professor of arcane. They were loving, protective parents. And listen. You see for a moment, he kind of looks over his shoulder, and you see his brain start to process things. I will be frank with you. I have some information that I haven't shared with anyone before. I have stumbled upon this, and we can go into details later, but I happen to have a problem that if you can help me out, I would be more than willing to share this information.
Emmy is raising a hard eyebrow. Like she doesn't look angry about it. She's kind of also got this little smirk. But she's like raising a hard eyebrow, and at his the way he's talking, and two at the mention of the lockpick. And she says, information gathering is good, and I suppose there are many ways to gather information. Can I do an insight check on him? Like, is he really a curator here? Is he lying to us?
Yeah, roll an insight.
I shouldn't be the one to do this, but
I got nuts.
we'll see what happens. Actually, I have a portend left from this long rest.
Better than Dante.
No, both mine suck, so it doesn't matter.
Would you like Bran to bless that roll?
Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome to, as she's talking. Like, she's clearly suspecting something's up with this man.
Would you like make a gesture for Bran to kind of give you a blessing secretly?
I don't think she knows well enough.
A blessing, but I will do a. You can either give advantage to it or roll separately. So you can both roll insights, or one can roll at advantage.
What's your insight, Emmy?
It's only a +4.
Only.
Oh well, same. So okay.
Only.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
Oh no, I take that back. Mine's a 6, but it's all right. I think you might have a better chance with advantage.
Okay, let's see what happens. So that's one roll. That's the second roll, I guess. Hey, a 22.
There we go.
Lovely.
You see this guy is nervous. You do suspect that he is an actual tenured professor, or tenured person here. He does fit the bill. There's not a lot of there's more of the greater level people that are around, but the few that you've seen, and he kind of fits the same mold, has a similar jacket on to a few of the other people that you've seen kind of moving quickly around the gallery. So he does look like he belongs there. He does look like he is who he says he is. He is nervous, but he doesn't lead you to believe that he's been anything but honest. In fact, probably too honest for his own good.
And I'll ask him, most people who need things like a lockpick generally are somewhere they ought not to be. So what is it that you're asking?
Well, it's not really like that. Well, first, I know you don't trust me. I get it. Let me give you a taste of what I have. And he kind of motions for you to follow him again, and he leads you to another portion of the exhibit that's kind of more out of the way. You see a door marked staff only, and he enters, and you guys wait for a moment. He comes out after a moment or two. He strolls casually to a bench and tells you all to gather in close. Second.
And you said that was a portrait. That was a portrait of Onyx Ravenborn that we were passing by.
That was one of the things, and then you went to another exhibit that's near the staff entrance.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Now, you guys may have music in the background. You may want to turn up just a little bit.
Okay.
Is it the bot that the music's?
I'll give you one more. Give me 1 more second to read something and then turn up the music. He leads you to another out of the way exhibit. He kind of goes in, he pulls out of his coat. He pulls a small box with a fabric covered hole in its side, similar to a design brand that you've seen something like this before at the Monkey's Paw. He looks around and sees nobody, so he opens a lid and exposes a smooth stone that he touches before closing the lid. There's a faint blue glow from the box, and you hear a voice.
4th year, 2nd month, 1st day of the reign of King Bertrand Eyre, 488 BK. It is I, the incorrigible bard Hollum Bailicorn of Liren. Having seen their greatness in action with thine own eyes, and having not seen skill, talent, or power personified likewise in battle anywhere else, in all of my days, I have chosen to document to the best of my abilities the journeys and stories of the great Vindex Populi. While early adventures and exploits have been documented by others by third-hand accounts, it is I who wish to document the greatness of all of their years in this one publication. My goal is to capture a history of Vindex Populi as told by Vindex Populi. Never before has the group allowed someone to accompany them on their travels, but good fortune smiled upon me. My good fortune started years ago, after my move from Lieren to Soderham. Then Lord, now King Bertrand, would visit my establishment of vice under thick cloak in the dead of night. While many kings and would-be kings have had odd desires that they wished to be fulfilled, the only desire that Bertrand wanted more than blushing young squire boys was the approval and adoration of his kingdom. Thus his privacy was always my utmost concern. I helped Bertrand for months fulfill his desires in the utmost of secrecy, until he found one of my courtesans trustworthy enough to bring into his house as personal help. Once Bertrand became king, I saw my opportunity and made my request. Although the Vindex Populi seemed to be outside the ranks of honor guard, the leader, Atlas Legion, is still touted by the king to be his captain, but in a new type of army. King Bertrand envisions a cross between army and sellswords trained fighters, available any time at the king's request, given contracts based on skill and talent. This vanguard program, although in its infancy, seems promising. The king, knowing his secrets remain my secrets, granted my request with the highest of gratitude for my willingness to collect and document their memoirs for the glory of Amma. Fourth year, 2nd month, 1st day of the reign of King Bertrand Eyre,
Wait.
488 BK. It is I, the incorrigible bard.
Sorry. Doo-doo-doo.
That is awesome.
Technology.
That was really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Who was that?
Secret.
It was Moose. What are you talking about?
It was not
He
Moose.
just put like a
Professional voice
filter
actor.
on. Yeah, he's working on his voice acting.
Damn.
Remember that day when I said something random happened and it was really cool?
Uh-huh.
That was pretty random how I met that guy. So there you go.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Good
cool.
touch. Good touch.
Shout out to
Yeah. If you that is I usually don't interrupt things, but there is a link on the in our info boxes below. He is a voiceover actor that does D&D stuff. And he actually did that for us for free. So there is more where that comes from too. It's a link down below if you want to use that in your own games.
holy cow.
Yeah.
Nice
So
guy.
and so in very much a Ken Burns style documentary, you hear this ancient personal voice recordings of Hallam Baileycorn, a familiar name associated with some of the details documenting the Vindex, but never without a filter such as this. If the rest of the recordings are like this, it would be some of the most unfiltered information about the Vindex that you've ever heard. So I can show you the other sound boxes I have, but I think it will point you to extraordinary finds. I mean, the things that I've found recently have been attributed to this, and it's simply me. If I were to share this with someone much more unique in skills such as yourselves, I think it may be useful to both of us. I can definitely point you in the direction. I think we can find more relics. But speaking of relics, this thus lies my problem. I owe quite a bit of money. Well, I did owe quite. Have you been to the casino yet?
Dante's just like shaking his head. As soon as he said owed money, he just immediately clicked on the casino and he's just like, oh my. No. Only a fool goes to a casino.
So I heard, yes.
Odds are all
True.
on the house.
True. Well, this fool has been, and I owed about 200 platinum, and I didn't have that kind of money.
It's not.
What I did have is in my possession a ring, a very specific ring. The centerpiece of this ring was a carved, enchanted red diamond that was in the shape of a fist and lightning bolt. I had reason to believe that it once belonged to Atlas. I offered it as collateral. I had shown it here and was about to be a part of the collection when I was told. I told them I needed to restore the item and I have a few more weeks before they figure out that I'm not working on it anymore and that it actually resides in the casino. But once they do, I'm in the dungeons for sure. It's considered stealing from the king himself, so yeah. Well, I do have good news.
Dante's
I'm getting better.
eyebrows
Oh,
is- Sure.
I thought that was the good news.
Well, yes and no. The good news is I'm getting better. At cards, that is. I have the money now. Well, let me finish. My goal was to try to double it up this week. You know, there's lots of tourists, but no. I agree with you. I'm trying to clean myself up. It is a sickness. I am trying to clean it up. I wanted to give them the money and get the ring back, but they said that they couldn't do that until their boss comes. She's planning on being here at the end of the king's battle. But I don't trust any of them over there. But I do happen to know where the ring is. I saw them where they took it and they put it in a box, a locked box in the boss's office. If you could, maybe get the ring for me. I can put it back in the collection. No one will know. I can give you the 200 platinum. The casino will just think they got robbed. It would be good for all of us, yes?
Do you really think they're going to believe that they were just robbed by anybody? Or by the person whose head is on the line at the moment?
Well, I personally could not have pulled off something like this, so I believe as long as we were to keep our distance and do this all cloak and dagger style, I think we would have a chance. I also know that the casino should be almost empty during the final fight of the King's Battle. The whole town is out at Castle Roteberg. Half the guards will be gone, and you said you weren't participating, correct? So, if
well,
half the guards will be gone. Nobody misses the fights. It's most of the customers will be betting the fight, so they want to be there, watching everything happen blow by blow. It's possible to take other stuff, so it's not just the ring. You would have many things to choose from.
Camille
such a
actually.
dejected sigh.
Camille.
I thought this was knowledge based.
Well, imagine the knowledge you would learn from the experience of this.
Yes.
And the
To give it
experience
makeovers.
and the experience, the information that you would gain from the sound boxes that I have.
Mm.
Who is their boss?
I'm not sure. I've never met her. She's not usually here.
Oh, yeah. Brandon. Yeah, only Camille knows.
Okay, so casinos. Well,
But it's a woman. I know that she spends time north. I don't know exactly where or who.
Dante will just ignore him for a second and turn back to the others. Well, what do we think?
Stealing from the king.
We just get
Are there
out
at
of
least
We're
good
not
artifacts
stealing.
in there?
We're not stealing from the king. He stole from the king. The idea would be that we'd be going in there to steal it back.
And regardless,
sounds
the
like-
king already has a lot of things, don't you think?
Plenty. But we'd be
As
getting
much-
it back for him.
I don't know
Well,
about the rest of
they're-
you, but he kind of gestures to Camille and himself. We're not exactly sneaky.
Mm-hmm. And she taps her armor.
If,
Tink, tink.
if nobody's there, next to
That
nobody.
would make an excellent distraction.
Oh,
All
thank
this,
Oh, isn't that convenient?
all this. So we're
Yes.
trying to get a thing back, a beautiful artifact I would love to see, honestly, to get that back for him because he can't hold his cards right, and we're basically going against the king to steal it back so it doesn't look like he went against the king.
No. We're not going against the king. He's already gone against the king. We're doing the king a favor by returning this item back to this fool who is supposed to be caretaking it for him.
He said that it's with the casino now, which makes it the king's.
No. What? The casino?
I don't know.
That's not... That
and
was
The casino is owned privately. It is not the
Yes.
king's. You would be helping the king, yes, of course. But, of course, the
Oh.
king can never know. No, that would be bad. But,
Right, because you're a moron. Got it.
eh,
Of course.
yeah, yes.
One question
What-
would be, what is the purse for this king's battle? Would it be more, if we want to think about it in terms of 200 platinum, and she would kind of gesture to the guy, 200 platinum? Okay. What's the purse for the battle, plus the recognition and potential for information?
Oh my god, I don't think we have a chance of winning the battle. Dante's just like
Yeah.
flat out sort of like pragmatic about that. It'd be fun, would be the reason I would do it. And yes, for the recognition and all those lovely stares from the crowd. But And there's potential to take a little bit more. Things fall in our pockets on the way out.
And besides, she has something that belongs to us.
Who's she?
Oh, we'll talk about it on the way back.
Could always split up a little. If we need some folks at the King's Battle versus we need some folks over at the casino. Especially if we've got some louder folks and some quieter folks.
Why do we need to be... Dante has, like, obviously just forgotten anything and everything to do with Delilah. Why do we need to be the King's... I'm happy to go to King's Battle, but this seems more profitable if we can pull it off. Personally.
We've got a... Well, you know, our friend who... Well, one, we got a friend who needs some help, and two, who knows? Maybe you could win the King's Battle.
Or become a Crown's Guard or something.
A friend.
Camille kind of looks
Delilah.
from...
It's just like,
Yes?
is she here with us?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got made up for this.
Isn't she beautiful?
amazing!
You didn't notice, Dante. Thanks.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. Sorry, you were so quiet, Delilah. I didn't notice you.
I'm going over here. She walks away.
I honestly didn't see her. What's?
Oh, Dante.
What was she with us for?
Dante.
I thought she was back in
Pats.
the inn.
Pats him on the shoulder.
That doesn't worry me. But she's a grown woman. She can take care of herself, can't she? Clearly, maybe not, but
We've got a whole situation to deal with her. Although it didn't necessarily
Regardless.
have to happen on the last day.
Camille kind of just clutches her hand, or her head, and like, no one's listening to me. Are you done?
sorry, Camille. Well, I apologize for interrupting.
All right. So here's the problem that we're having. We want to do two things at once. Well, three, considering that Dante does want to fight. We also want to solve the Delilah issue, and we have something more personal to deal with in terms of the casino. So, what do we do?
If I can just interject here, would it be possible to carry on this conversation not here? It's a little high profile. I mean, if you had somewhere else, it would be
We have an inn.
discussed here. We have time. There's a few. The King's Battle doesn't start for a day or so, and the last battle won't be for another few days after that. So we have time if you wanted to check it out and let me know. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere.
You could come join us at the inn.
Precisely.
I hear you play cards. So do I.
We can discuss that.
Dante's just got a grin on his face now.
He looks like he's trying to withhold himself, but he's not doing a very good job of it.
Anyway, sorry. So,
Yeah, I just don't want the ears. The walls have ears here. I would rather you please take your discussion elsewhere. This right here is Atlas's. Anyway, please, just if you can.
Well, we do have a private room over at the Boar's Nest, so
lovely
as Dante said, you could always just join us there, and we could discuss this further and let you know our decision.
Yeah, I would be happy to stop by there for a drink this evening.
are there any fake flowers nearby?
Fake flowers?
Yeah, like something to spruce up the room. I know, in a centerpiece or off to the side where there's like pretend, like those pretend Neanderthals with lions leaping at them and stuff. This is like a museum, right? As far as Dante's concerned. Anything like that?
Yeah, it's very much like a museum, but less natural history and more just sculptures and art and wording and signage and that kind of stuff. So not a lot of artificial flowers and things.
Oh, can Dante steal a pen? Like a
Pen?
sign in pen or something like that? He just wants to pick one up if there's anything like that.
You do go if you'd like to. There's a main information table, and there was something you remember seeing something like that there.
Well, if like Dante will just be like walking over there, have a look around, see the pen, and pick it up and walk away with it, as if it was his, and just walk away.
Roll a stealth check there.
Mm-hmm. Stealth or sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
Actually, they're both the same. Hey. Damn.
The lady behind the counter rolled a 3, so you successfully
kidding?
swipe the pen. No.
I drop it and pick it back up, look at her, shrug, and then just walk away.
Can I help you, son?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes. Oh, there's a cat.
Okay. There's a cat?
It's the cat in the distance.
I didn't. She looks
Over
behind
there,
her.
and he points over there, and he just walks away.
I don't see a cat, but they shouldn't be here.
And just keeps walking.
Where did he go?
Don't engage. Just keep walking. And he walk over to Delilah and just with a flourish pull out the pen. I couldn't find any flowers, but I am terribly sorry. It's a lovely pen.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I promise.
It's got kind of like a quill into it. It's not huge, but it's got kind of a big flourish at the end of it. Thank you.
I'm terribly sorry for ignoring you before, and I will gladly escort you around while you're with us. He holds out his arm.
It's okay. You don't need to do that.
Holds out his arm.
I'm okay.
Just holds his arm up, waiting for her to put it in.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
She links arms.
And with a big smile, he just sort of rejoined the group.
I can't believe you just stole from that old lady.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't play coy with me, Dante. Everyone in the room saw that.
She didn't. I dropped it in front of her, even. Our new friend won't mind. It's a gift of trust.
You mean you stole this pen?
No, I acquired that pen. It's a complete difference.
A gift of trust by giving her something you've stolen from an old lady.
No. A gift from trust from our sweaty man friend here.
Shows
She hands the
integrity.
pen back. She hands the pen to Cameo.
Oh, thank you.
Dante chuckles.
I'll be sure to shove this up Dante's ass later.
Oh, please.
Ham's read books I haven't read yet.
Dante's just chuckling.
For the record,
Mm-hmm.
and she keeps her voice down, like her mind is churning. Just I know we're gonna talk about this later. Just wanted to just confirm. After there's more of these boxes, right? With this information, said there were more.
Yes. This is the first of this is the first of 5.
5, and that happens. We get those. You have those, or we have to go searching for those for you too.
No. I have those in my possession, but I would very valuable, especially for someone that can be able to search and find. And I think that you guys probably qualify for that. better than me, or equal than me, and really details.
Better than you. Beautiful. Just wanted to confirm. I was a little distracted by all this beautiful information in here. Just fascinating. You have a very lovely museum, by the way.
Thank you. I've acquired some of these pieces myself.
Oh, casinos?
No. The items, the exhibits. That fur over there from Avalanche, that was a piece of mine. There was a ring, but of course, that's no longer here.
She goes back to like kind of staring around at all the other museum pieces.
If you all will excuse me. Thank you. I'll see you this evening. And he removes himself into the staff quarters.
Boy, that man is sweaty.
He is a little. I feel like just patting his head or something with a towel, or seeing if he needs help.
Yeah, I had a few extra cloths, but I don't think he would have liked it. He might enjoy being sweaty.
Possibly.
Could be a glandular condition.
That's a very good point. So we should probably stop talking about it and making fun. I almost feel bad now. What's our plan? And he looks around. Are we helping this young lady?
We've got days. King's Battle lasts days. We don't know when we might run into our other person of interest. But once I get my sights on him, we can handle that other bit of business. Maybe we can handle it before the last day.
It sounds like a very good idea. Camille? Bran?
Yeah. Camille gives Bran a look.
Bran has a very sour expression on his face. He does not like the idea of stealing from a casino particularly owned by Erica.
Should we go talk about it? Should we go back to the inn or find somewhere like a coffee house or something?
A coffee house?
Or a tea house, sorry. Should we find somewhere to sit, relax, and discuss?
Well, he's not coming by till this evening, right?
Yeah, I believe Emmy wants to stay around and look.
She grins like, "Yay, Camille knows," but she doesn't say it. She's just grinning.
Boltzmann would point out that if you guys wanted to find a beverage, then there would be plenty of stalls and places within the shopping district. That's just on the other side of the center of town.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea. Bran wanted to go shopping, didn't he?
I have a few things on my list.
So as you kind of clear out of the gallery, you hear from across the square someone shouting. It's indistinctive at first, but after the first yell, you clearly hear someone shouting the name Delilah. And that is where we're going to take our first break.
Hey there, Delilah!
It's literally just a loud rendition of "Hey there, Delilah."
Bran's gonna have to fight for her honor now.
You can't keep Bran's name out of your mouth, can you?
Well, you're the hero of the group. You're first lieutenant. After the captain.
I thought Camille was
Jesus.
No, she's the
the
captain.
morally correct.
Can you just leave me out of it just for 5 minutes?
Everyone's got a designation. I wonder when I get a designation.
We just get hero. It's okay. Intermission?
Hero.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break there, and then we will be back. We want to thank you to all of our active viewers. Thank you for all the support. We've got a couple of names on here that are new follows. Gigi Chalker, which I know is Bryn's brother, correct? Thank you for joining us. V Stormy V, thank you for the follow. Just Out 133, thank you for the follow. Those are old, but if you're here today and you follow the stream, we appreciate you no matter when or where you do that. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If you missed any of it, you can go on YouTube, Black Dragon RP, and find us there. So you guys, as you guys are exiting the Heroes Gallery, you see a figure approaching. At first you hear just the yell, but the second time you hear it, you definitely hear someone shouting the name Delilah. Most of you hear and now see a man in half plate of dark metal with bronze accents. If Boltzmann was here, he would say that this was a King's Guard uniform. He has a matching broadsword at his side, kind of rattles as he makes his way with some hurry towards the party, particularly towards Delilah. As he approaches, you can see that he has a short, light, auburn, nearly blonde hair, deep stubble across his very strong, pronounced jaw. Gustav? As the two near each other, you can see that he slows and stops, giving distance between your group and himself. He glances at the party first, but then locks eyes with Delilah. He focuses in on her and then takes one step forward, but is still keeping his distance, about 5 feet away. Delilah. Oh my God. Why? You got my note? Yeah, is it true? He softens his voice and takes one step forward, turns his head away from the party as he follows up. Are you really with child? My child? It's only ever been with you, so yes. Delilah takes one small step forward and he reciprocates with a step back, keeping his distance. The look on his face is one of confusion, one of uncertainty, one of processing. It's quite a shock. I know it was to me. Yeah, shock. That's a good word. You see his shoulders drop slightly. Gustav looks down, breaking the icy gaze that he's been holding with Delilah. These are the people that brought you here from Soderham? Well, a lot happened. I was on my own. Then there was bandits, and then bandits. Are you okay? He takes a step forward and instinctually grabs her arm, checking for any noticeable wounds that he may have missed. No, I'm okay. It was a few days ago. These folks saved me, gave me some much needed healing, helped me make it here, brought me to you. They drove me right to the front of the castle. They've been incredibly nice, even though I'm not 100% sure why. She makes eye contact with Camiel when she says this.
Camiel gives her a respectful nod.
His hands fall to his sides and then almost instinctually touch with Delilah's as he begins to talk to you all. Lieutenant Gustav Beauregard, I'm extremely glad to have met you. Thank you for helping Delilah when I was not able to.
Me curtsies deeply, and she's just grinning like a fool. She doesn't say anything, as if it would interrupt the movie or something. Oh, but she doesn't introduce herself. MEV Embertrap, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Emmy, nice to meet you. And you are? He goes down the line.
Dadu was going to say anything, but it happily lets Camiel go first.
Sorry. Camiel, the Nightingale. I'm a paladin of Sister Eva.
Oh, Sister Eva. This is kind of fitting, almost.
Yes.
And the rest of you?
Dante, at your service.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Dante just nods.
Saoirse Lorelia. Retired Vanguard.
I see. Soldier.
And she would just nod.
Bran simply nods in his direction.
And that would be Branimir.
His
Again,
arms crossed.
Patreon represent. Yeah.
well, again, I'm extremely glad to have met all of you. I'm so glad Delilah had someone that was there to help. I know you need to get back to base, but can we walk and talk for a bit? Gustav pauses for a moment, but then nods his head approvingly. She turns to the group. Let me meet up with you at the Boar's Nest in a bit. We have some things we would like to discuss.
Oh, take your time. Take your time.
Please, just go. Have fun.
Oh, Dante.
He thought he'd better add something after the go bit. Add fun. Have fun.
I'll bet they're gonna.
Hope so.
Can't-
God, what else do? Sorry, he just stops talking.
Sorry, go ahead.
As they begin to walk away, you see Delilah pull her hand away from his, and he takes one step closer, holds out his elbow before they interlock, and they begin to walk towards the shopping area.
Camille's just standing there with her arms crossed, just watching them both.
Well,
And
now we know what he looks like if we have to hunt him down.
oh, we don't have to. They did the job for us. That's so sweet. Oh, they're back together.
Well, we don't know that just yet, Emmy.
Y'all
Sounds-
made
That's
me
why
do
I'm
that.
saying if we have to hunt him down.
Dante's just like, so that part of our lives, looks like it's done. Yes?
We don't know that for sure yet, Dante. Don't worry, your heart will stop breaking eventually.
I'm not sure if I can give up her throwing me away like that. Just discarding me.
Oh, Dante.
I know,
Camille
right? And he starts
his
fluttering his eyes a little bit, just like, oh, I know. Oh God, my life. What am
They,
I
like,
going to do?
Camille and Emmy are like converging on him, just like pat, you know.
Dante's just secretly absorbing the attention and loving it.
As a side note, I just double checked something. If it doesn't work out between them and they have to track this guy down, humans are among Saoirse's favorite enemies. Therefore,
Oh my
she has
God.
advantage on survival checks to
Man.
track them.
This guy is not going to live long if he ruins this.
Got locate creature.
Shouldn't.
I've now met the man.
Somebody should
I-
seriously tell him.
I just love the juxtaposition between Emmy, who wants to give the girl a makeover, and Saoirse, who wanted to catch freedom. First thing out of the gate was Attribution was mentioned, and now
Let's
he's a
drag him
favorite
back.
animal.
Let's drag him back.
Yep.
Favorite animal.
Favorite.
It's a favorite enemy. I just love that. Welcome to D&D.
Only
I
I'd
will
like to
get
cast
him.
Hunter's Mark on him.
I will get him.
I thought about it.
They walk away.
Do you want me to clean him after I get him? I'll clean and dress the body. No, we need him alive, Saoirse.
Well, he doesn't need to be in one piece, right?
There are
As
some
long
things
as
he
he's
could do
alive.
without.
Dante holds up his
Exactly.
hand and just walks away. Like I will not be a part of this conversation. Bran, where are we going?
Well, now that we've got Delilah's problem somewhat solved, I suppose the rest of the day is up to us.
You
Market?
guys spent most of the day in the gallery. It was about half day before when you got there. It was noontime. Boltzmann could tell you that it was 4:35 p.m. right now.
I need to buy some more oil. I seem to run out of that very quickly.
Keep throwing it at people.
At my feet. Damn. Why does this not keep working? doesn't work.
So yeah, there's if you have small things that you want to buy, that's not a problem.
Only
Done.
small things? Can Bran search for a magical item of some sort?
I mean,
Yeah, we can.
drag us along,
When you guys were told previously, you were told about a magical place, magic store within the magical place, Tahiti.
Disney World?
No, it's
No, it's Wonka World. What are you talking about?
hold on, I
It's
gotta
King
find
Ear World?
So the schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
You guys were told of a store called the Magic Door. This was a place where Weiss had told you that would give you a fair price for the jade.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. Boltzmann's not here. Crap.
I've got access to his character sheet.
I do too, but
Is it on his
I
character
don't know. Shit. Okay, Dante's gonna haggle. We gotta get the best price out of it.
What can you give me for this good man? Okay, look at his character sheet now. Is it on his character sheet, or like he keeps his notes separately?
Jade?
Doesn't he?
His inventory? No, inventory should be on there.
Is it?
Hopefully it is.
I
Hopefully
thought
it is.
he took he's got like a notepad.
Yeah, I can't see it. He's got. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong spot. I still can't see it. He just has his basic like
Weapons.
equipment.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have it.
So that's like 10,000 gold. I'm pretty sure. Like the value.
Yeah, I'm pretty
of
sure
the-
he said it was like 500 platinum.
What?
Something like that,
Yeah,
give or take.
yeah, that sounds about right.
It was the windfall. So yeah, if you guys want to go there, that's fine. If you guys want to...
Oh, that's where Bran is gonna go.
Okay.
Don't know about it. Anyone else?
Dante's gonna go. Dante's always up for a little looky. When it comes to-
I
Camille's
sure
just
would
gonna-
go and look.
I don't have money to buy things. I'm window shopping everywhere unless we're going to I know where I'd like her to go, but I posted in the Discord in case there was I didn't want to interrupt things.
no, that's definitely somewhere we can go.
Where's
Okay,
Camille
that's where-
going?
She'd be headed.
Camille's just gonna follow, honestly,
damn.
and just look around.
Yeah, I would say, well, just to kind of give a little focus, again, railroading a little bit. I would say that, yeah, Amy would probably come out of on the way out of the square, would see the sign for Oskith Academy. And Oskith Foundation, and kind of be drawn to that, knowing that she kind of missed that the first time going in. So that's definitely somewhere you guys could go. If anyone's going to go with her, or there's someone else is everyone else going to go to the store, the shopping district?
I'd say Boltzmann would love to go to Oskith, but the problem is that he needs to be there for the whole Jade transaction thing. Unless
No, he
he
doesn't.
hands it over to Dante or Bran and
Yeah.
oh, do what you Bran, do what you want with this.
Imagine-
Sell it for lots of money. It's
That-
500 platinum.
Dante's sitting there just going, "Yep, give it to me, Boltzmann," and then he just walks past Dante to give it to Bran. It's just like, no.
That sounds exactly like what
responsible
would
one.
happen. Yeah,
Dante's responsible. Okay.
I would say
You know what?
that's
As a
that's
show of
legit.
good faith, Bran would hand it over to Dante.
It's alright, we can wait. Okay, thank you. And he just puts it in his pocket. And it's like, yes. Actually, it probably weighs a little bit, so.
It does.
Damn.
These
So,
are big chunks of jade.
Yeah. So you guys, as you guys walk to the store, Boltzmann and Emmy would tell you to go ahead, but they would catch up with you. They just wanted to check out the Oskith Foundation. So as you walk past the town square, and you had a few blocks southeast, following the signs, they're kind of pointing towards the Oskith Foundation. Soon you were out of the town center, and you notice a shift. There's much fewer people, much fewer, in general, just outside of the touristy area, there's far less people. You walk a few blocks and you find yourself at a campus of buildings. one main building made with like large red and orange stonework. Has like a classically educational look to the structures around it. As the signage leads you, you come to a long sidewalk surrounded by nice green grass, a few tall oak trees that seem to have been there for ages, that lead towards the main building. You also see kind of a group of students along one side. As you kind of make your way up the sidewalk, you see the group of students. As you approach, you kind of see they're kind of late teens. They're fairly young. That seem to be playing a game of catch, but on closer inspection, it's not a physical ball that's being tossed around, but a sphere of energy. As each person catches the glowing ball of arcane energy, it kind of shifts in color or element. A tall, lanky boy receives the glowing green sphere, and as soon as it comes into possession, it changes, and you see the green become light blue, and the sphere itself become more rigid, and ice crystals begin to form. And just as quickly as he received it, he passes it to another student. A halfling girl catches it and flinches at the instant cold before the sphere changes again, this time shifting in color to brighter, whiter, with tinges of blue along the outside as it begins to spark and become less solid and more pure electric energy. The halfling girl gets it, and the huge grin in her face, being able to complete the desired effect, and passes it quickly along to another of the group that's huddled around this kind of wizard's hacky sack circle that they've created. You make your way to the front door, where you see a sign that says information and admissions. You're gonna go over. What you doing?
she's kind of taking it all in, like this is the moment, right? And she, for just a second, she feels like maybe she's here too soon. The excitement is more overwhelming than anything else, and she's just taking everything in, wishing she could be as. She's not too much older than even those students who are playing Wizard Hacky Sack, but still kind of wishing that she was part of that and doing that, and like this is everything she's ever wanted. Does she? She'll go up to the information.
This is a beautiful campus, Amy. Yes.
Oh, isn't it just the best?
Certainly, yes. What? I'm here because of curiosity. What brings you here?
It's well, who wouldn't want to learn with the best? At least get to know them, right? Put your name out there, make a name for yourself, right?
That's very true. Very true. Shall we? He kind of points towards the door.
Yes, let's.
You kind of you peer inside and you see a large desk, but you don't see anyone there. You go to open the door and it does not open.
Oh, that slave man was right about knowing how to use lockpicks.
Looking around, you don't see anyone inside. The campus, there are a few students here and there. You see, just like the teens that you saw earlier in front. But you don't see a lot of people. You just kind of see them.
If I go politely interrupt the hacky sack players, I want to ask them, is the campus closed down, save for like the festival?
Yeah, like school's closed till next week. It's like King's Week and stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that stays nearby?
There's a guy in my dorm, but I don't know if he's a student or if he works here, or I don't know.
Uh, it. Hmm. Is he an adult?
Dude's older than I am. Sorry. Sorry.
I hit a little too hard.
Yeah. Oh, you did that one a little too much.
I like it.
Sorry. Anyway.
Legit college kids.
Yeah. My boomer is coming out. He's older than I am, but I don't know.
Why are y'all staying on campus then?
School's open again next week. We're just kind of hanging out. We might go watch the battle or whatever.
I would highly recommend you go watch it. It's going to be a great one. So I hear.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
I
where
don't
would you
know.
want to go? It's all sorts of things you could be learning from.
I don't know. We may. I don't know.
Let me just tell y'all this. As someone who has been educated by folks from this lovely academia, I will say one best bit of advice I ever received is that literally everything is a learning opportunity. What are y'all studying? Anything? What specific y'all studying?
I'm like first year, so like I'm not decided. I kind of like evocation and some like illusion stuff, and I don't know.
I'll come to you. Yeah, this is more of your generalized education, I imagine.
I'm like feeling it out and stuff.
That'll be great, and I recommend you take some time, just like step outside the gates and get that fuller, broader experience. I think it'll help you. I think it'll help you decide what you might want to do.
Yeah, I like go down to the shop sometimes and I play my guitar. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
You're doing a great job here with the. What's this game y'all are playing?
It's called Wizard's Ball. You just gotta like keep it going. Here, he kind of swirls his hands together and makes another one of these cold energy balls and flings it towards you in your general direction.
What kind of magic is this?
It's basically like a cold spell cantrip.
Okay, so like could I like manipulate it like with like my firebolt or something as like a bit of fire?
Yeah, if you wanted to try to catch it and kind of throw it back in the same kind of way, you could roll a plain Arcana check as this energy comes towards you.
17.
17. So you're looking for it to be fire?
Yes.
So you kind of catch it in your hands and it kind of touches, just grazes the palm before you kind of pick it up within the energy in your hands, kind of make it float up a little bit. And you kind of swirl once and you see this flame kind of swirl around the ball and pass over it. And this energy dissipates from his spell and yours becomes light again and you kind of toss it back to him.
That's fun.
Good job. He kind of lets it go. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing that. Y'all don't happen to have any, if I did want to get some information, y'all have a name I could take down specific to the building?
Or this building, this is like where you go to like get started and stuff. Admissions, that's Professor Hatton.
Professor Hatton.
Yeah. He's kind of like lame, but whatever.
I'm sure he's excellent. And what, just, in case I'm looking for, if say I wanted to enroll, Which teachers did you find to be some of your favorites?
I don't know. They're all kind of about the same.
All right. Who's that evocation professor that you study with?
Professor Abington. She's alright, I guess.
Excellent. And what's your name? I'm Emmy, by the way.
I'm Bra.
What was it?
It's supposed to be something else. Bran. Bran.
Nice to meet you, Bron. And all y'all, pleasure. Maybe I'll see you when I come back and the campus is open.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or whatever. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, y'all have fun and enjoy the King's battle.
Okay.
And she's looking back at the campus. She's looking back at the building, trying to figure out if there's anything else that she can get from there, but she can't exactly pass anything off if nobody's there.
If you look in the doorway, you can make a perception check if you like.
Sure. Hey, 23.
Yeah. Just kind of confirming what they did tell you. Professor Alton Hatton would be the name that's on the desk and or on the window, written on the window. It's kind of like the window you're looking into, and then there's a separate office window that says admissions. Professor Alton Hatton.
Oh, he's the guy I'm gonna have to keep my eye out for.
Yep.
Okay. She's a little disappointed. I think it's probably a little obvious, like to Boltzmann who's with her. She's a little disappointed. But she says, well, at least I know where I'm going now. I guess we'll have to come back when they're actually open.
Yeah, Boltzmann agrees, and yeah.
I don't want to keep the other thing too long.
I've already ruined his voice for you, so that's okay.
No, it was excellent.
And you guys make it. You and Boltzmann return back to the group that is currently inside. Branimir, you guys have looked around, and based on the suggestion of Weiss, you guys remember him talking about the magic door.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. And the place from the outside doesn't look much different than the rest of the places, but you do see the sign that says the magic door written in green letters, kind of sticking out a little bit. You make your way inside, and you see behind the counter. Actually, hold on one second. Oh, your Roteberg is big. You go into the magic shop, and you see a human man behind the counter, a very royal-looking blue cloak that's kind of draped over his shoulders. He looks up from his counter. Well, hello there. How can I help y'all?
As they enter the door, I suppose, I guess Bran would be taking the lead. And as he opens the door, he kind of very slowly creeps into the room and peeks his head in as if expecting something. And then he notices that it's just a simple magic shop. Then he immediately fixes his posture and allows the rest to enter the room.
Come on in, I ain't gonna bite. Come on in.
And as they enter the room, he kind of mumbles under his breath, "Ain't nothing magic about this door at all.
It's a door, Bran.
It's called the magic door. Why do they call it something that it doesn't even have?
You go through the door to see magic.
But that's not magic."
It's a magical world beyond the door.
You know, that's the door we were talking about.
Oh, God.
Ooh, that kind of catches Bran's attention now.
How y'all doing?
Doing just fine, thank you. We're just here to peruse the wares.
Yeah, feel free. Have a look around. Anything specific you're looking for?
Bran just kind of looks around and looks at all the shelves and tries to see anything that particularly catches his interests.
Yes.
Is it a perception? She wants to know if she knows this person.
No. No.
Perception check.
Yes.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was waiting for the music to change.
Who did you think? Oh, no. This is...
No?
Yeah.
It isn't?
No, this is... If you're thinking about Dankard, no, this is not Dankard.
Ah, damn. Okay.
No.
This isn't like a Howl's Moving Castle kind of
No.
situation.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Actually, yeah. Alright.
Yeah, Dankard's more like this, man. He talks like
What do you
this.
know, man?
Yeah.
What you doing here, man? At
You know, it's
Roteberg?
been 2 years in the HOC, man.
Oh no, what have I done?
Yeah,
That's how you
not
know
it.
you made a lovable character.
No. This is Matthew McConaughey.
I mean, it is a college town, so you would think that.
Is he?
Damn it.
All right.
They have that one guy.
Wow, thank you. That's... I don't know if I should be... Yeah.
What? I only heard like 2 sentences, if that.
I know.
All right.
All right. Come on in.
That was my initial interpretation of the words coming out of your mouth.
Let's get naked and bang some bongos.
All right.
Just want to see me because I'm a good-looking guy.
I drive a Lincoln. So, anyway.
Gotta bump those numbers up. Those are hooking numbers.
Anything specific you all are looking for?
Well, okay. I guess Bran would kind of approach McConaughey here, and he'll...
Name's Henry Meyer.
All right, Meyer. I may not look like it, but I'm a cleric.
Bit of a... Built a case around you there, did you, cleric?
Well, let's just say I never planned out for it to be this way.
Understand, we all go through life differently.
So he kind of looks at his hands as if trying to find the solution in the palm of his hand. I'm new to this, so do you have any idea that would help somewhat enhance what I already do?
Well, what do you do?
Well, Bran kind of scratches his head a little bit. Well,
More importantly, what do you want to do?
Man, that's a deep question, man.
midlife crisis. What do you want to do? What do I want to do?
Look for a soul.
Well, okay. Off of player, off character.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything that could possibly increase spell DC?
Spell DC?
Yeah.
That you guys already own?
No, I mean,
that's what you're looking for in the shop.
yes, yeah, something. Well, just anything really.
Roll a perception check as you look around the place, and anyone else that wants to look can either help or roll their own.
Yeah, because I'm not really looking for anything in particular, like a named item.
Dante's looking for a bunch of stuff.
Perception.
16. Okay, you scared me.
22.
Emmy, you scared me.
22. So, Brad, as you look around, oh yeah. As you start looking around, you don't see a whole lot of stuff. The shelves themselves have kind of look like they've been kind of run through. There's not a whole lot. As you start kind of looking over the shelves, he goes, it's a busy week. A lot of people coming in here wanting to enhance what they do. There's a lot on the line. If you have something more specific, maybe I can check the back for you.
Does the back have a magic door?
Well, that's
Dante
for me to
laughs.
know there, friend.
Dante can't help but laugh.
What's so funny about it? It's called the magic door.
So literal, Bran. So literal.
It's a magic door. When people enter the shop, they see the sign. They're gonna expect a magic door.
Oh my god. So
like glowing runes or something.
You're so embarrassing to take places.
I'm just being a... Fine.
Well, if I were to guess there, Mr. Middleman, you were looking for some armor or something like that. I'm afraid you got here a few weeks too late. There are a lot of people coming here. A lot of people want to upgrade because they know they got a lot at stake. So, not a whole lot of armor, not a lot of weapons. Do have a couple little things. Maybe not for you. Maybe for, let me just show you. And he goes to the back. A few minutes pass, and he comes back. He's got a few little scrolls that he has kind of in this little pouch. Takes the unwrap. Right about then, I would say Boltzmann and Emmy kind of end up at your location. So they've now entered the place. I'll be right with you. Well, if any of y'all are doing the magic, you guys can use these. This right here is it's a spell called origami. And what it does is takes a little slip of paper there and kind of magically transforms it. Let me read that.
This is a scroll?
It is a scroll of a spell, but now I can't find where it is. Did I save that on? Hold on one second. Sorry. What did I do here? sorry, guys. Hold on one second.
You're good?
Yeah, I had something written down and I can't find where I put it. The details for it. Roteberg's big, yo. It's easy when I can just throw up a map on Roll20. I know where it's at. Hold on one second.
This stream is brought to you by Dwarven Forge Gree. Not quite Dwarven Forge, but I mean, we don't have anything that we like miniatures or tabletop stuff, and they told us they'll send it out soon, but we haven't seen it in like 6 months. But I'm pretty sure we're still.
Don't say that.
Well,
Now they're never going to sponsor us.
Dwarven Forge Scree. Like Dwarven Forge are fine. Like they usually give you the the terrain straight away, but Dwarven Forge Scree, they're hacks, man. They're hacks. They keep I can't speak. Promising us things.
Sorry, I did find what I was looking for. So he takes out this spell scroll, and it is called origami. What it does is this piece of paper right here. You can fold it up, make it a little boat, make it a little crane, make it a couple different things. Based on what you make, you say a little magic word, and that thing does something. Like if you were to make that paper a boat, it would actually be a boat. Wouldn't be destroyed by water. You can mentally direct the boat. You can make it go anywhere you want it to. If you made it a crane, it could actually fly. You can make that thing fly using just your mind. You can make it fly anywhere you want within 1 mile where you're at. Different things like that. It's a pretty good spell.
Wow.
Did we see Emmy and Boltzmann come into the shop?
Yeah, it's not a huge shop, so it would be pretty obvious, especially if you guys just stand at the counter.
Yeah.
They would have just joined by your side.
Yeah, Sirsha would wave the two of them over then, in case they haven't come over already.
I will post that in chat.
So does it stay tiny like that, or does it get bigger, like a normal boat or a normal crane?
No, paper's still the same. Just what it does a whole lot more than just a piece of paper.
Little tiny boats? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just posted that in chat.
How much that runs you?
I could do about 500 gold for that.
The little tiny boats?
Wow.
Oh, it could be more than boats. What if I made a little tiny frog out of it? You see this little frog leaping around? Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
What if it gets wet?
Yeah, what happens?
It don't break it if it gets wet. He said so. If the boat doesn't.
Yeah. Basically, you magically fold and animate a tiny piece of paper or similar material, such as a leaf, within range. You can fold it at one of the following shapes. You can make it a boat that floats and is not destroyed by water. You can control it on the water surface at 5 feet per round. The boat is able to carry a single tiny object that weighs 1 pound or less. You can make it a crane that flies, has its fly speed of 10 feet, and can deliver something within a mile of something that you know. A dog has a movement speed of 10 feet. You can mentally direct the dog to move. It's like it's good for delivering messages. It's good for trying to go unnoticed somewhere because it's small. There's a couple different things that it does that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool spell.
It is pretty cool. Do y'all have any scrolls that have like divination spells?
Yeah, I got one here. He kind of opens one up. This here is a basic spell. But anyone that you see, you can kind of instantly gain insight to their current mood. Say if they're happy or sad or frustrated. Any disposition toward you, friend, hostile, doesn't matter. Just kind of throw that cantrip on there and be able to see an aspect of who they really are.
Cantrip, you say?
And that is called empathy. And I will post that in the chat. And then I do have one more, and that'll be for anybody here. It's called a potion of possibility. Now, what this does is basically sometimes you wish you could ever go back and kind of fix something that you done. Nothing big, but you take a swing at something and you just kind of miss. You kind of wish you had that back. That's what this does. I'm trying to find it. Potion of possibility.
Does that work before or after you do the action?
It's basically if you've ever heard of Fate's Fortune, it's a potion of possibility. It's the same thing, but it's through a potion instead of like putting the pearl to your forehead. Anybody can take it, and it basically gives you one. It gives you, I think, 2 rerolls within.
Yeah, it's in D&D Beyond, isn't it?
I'm looking for it. It's not in the homebrew section.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
do you drink
gain
that
2 fragments.
before you do the action, or like after you do the move that kind of sucked?
No, it's after. If you mess it up, then you can say, "I want to use my fragment of possibility." When you drink this clear potion, you gain 2 fragments of possibility each, which look like a tiny grayish bead of energy that follows you around, staying within 1 foot of you at all times. Well, you have 1 or more fragments of possibility. You can gain another one. Where is it? Oh, I don't have the wild mount stuff. I have it in my book. Yeah, I can post the details of that because I have it in my book, but I don't have it on D&D. Basically, it's a reroll. It would give you 2 rerolls within a certain time period, and I think it's 8 hours. And that'd be $2,000 for the potion.
Yikes. That is well out of my price range. Well, no, actually, that's everything I have. I could afford it, but I'd be broke.
Did you discuss with him about the trade?
Oh
Trade
my
here?
god.
Well, this is where we're selling it, correct? Do you excuse me, sir? Do you know of a Professor Weiss? I think so. He's a dragon-looking fella, ain't he? Yes. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I remember him. He's been in here before. Good guy.
We have, on good authority and good word from him, that you are a good fellow to deal with, and we have a few items, or we have some items that we'd like to sell.
Yeah,
And
that's
possibly,
fine.
I suppose, trade for. You did give Dante the what was it? The amber,
Jade.
the jade. Sorry, the jade. So he'll sort of plop it on the desk on the counter and just let him have a look at it. This, as I understand it, is really good jade, good quality, and so we're looking to either sell it, trade it in for money, or perhaps items itself.
You see his face kind of unchanged until he kind of picks one up. It's kind of a bit heftier in his hand. He kind of feels it up a little bit. And you see his eyebrows kind of dip a little bit the more he kind of interacts with it. Yeah, this is not some bad stuff. Pretty proper. Where'd you find this stuff at?
Ujat.
Really? What? You found it in Ujat?
We certainly did. It was reward for a job well done.
Wow. And then you see him start increasing his, he's a pretty laid back guy. You see him lean forward and start really inspecting. He reaches underneath the table that he's at, reaches in, has like a little monocle looking almost eyeglass piece that he kind of puts up to his eye and then puts it up to the jade. All right. This is very good stuff. Especially from Ujat. There's not been any of this on the market for quite some time.
It's good to know.
It must be a story with it.
Oh, I'm sure there is. But first, what offer would you put? Like, what price range? What price would you put on this jade?
Well, you just have just 2 pieces here, right?
Was it
I
2?
think that's all you guys had. Do you guys have 2 or 3?
I thought it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we had 4.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was something like that.
We'll check with Boltzmann. We'll check with Boltzmann. Even
It's
though
got the notes.
I thought he might have left. I think you had 4 to begin with, and then when we created something, he was going to use 2, but he only used 1. And I think there's either 2 or 3 left. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, because then he was going to use 2, only needed 1, and we left 1 piece with we.
So I think you guys have 2 pieces. And if not, we can adjust it when Boltzmann's here.
Sure.
Wow. I could give you everything that I already laid out here. That's $2,000 for that, $1,000 for that, 500. We'll call that I can give you 7,000 gold plus everything on this table here.
Ooh.
Dante looks
His
back.
eyes light up.
Yeah, Dante looks back to Bran, sort of like.
But I gotta have a story with it too. A little bit of buyer's curiosity.
That's a lot of sausages.
Oh, sausages. Well, the story does include a dragon. A dragon's wayward son trying to usurp the dragon's power. Lots of people in trouble, and a handful of wayward souls hell-bent on saving a friend.
That sounds like a wonderful story. That might have been worth the 5,000 each without the jade, but I'll take it with the jade.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give you 7,000 with everything on the table. What do you guys think?
Sure you don't have anything else back there? Dante's just like, anything that can enhance
Maybe.
sneaky sort of. I've heard stories of cloaks and boots and gloves and things that can increase somebody's stealth. I suppose.
Hey, I'll tell you what I do. You gonna be around for a while? You guys here for the battle?
Well,
This week, almost everybody is, but
yeah,
doesn't matter.
we'll be around. We're around. Yes.
If you're here for a couple days, then I could see what I could rustle up.
All right.
Well, I don't have anything in stock right now, but we'll see what it can do.
So, would everybody be happy with the items in the 7,000 gold?
Yes, please.
Sounds very reasonable to me.
Divided amongst 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait.
Wait.
I don't know, Boltzmann, do the math.
How about? Well, it sounds. I suppose it sounds like a good offer. Everybody seems. Camiel, anything to? You don't want to poo-poo this decision? I hope.
You're all grown people. You can make your own choices.
It would be 1,166 gold per piece and 66 copper.
Thank you, Boltzmann.
Of course, bro.
Well, are we all happy with that? So we have, what is it? The Potion of Possibility and the 2 spell scrolls, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if everybody else is happy, I suppose we're happy to take that. I'm more than happy to tell you a story, or anybody else can. Over drinks, if you like, possibly dinner. Would you like to join us at the Hairy Ball, or whatever the inn is called? And I can tell you a story there.
Never heard of the Hairy Ball. That must be a new place. Specialty place sounds like.
Where are we staying, guys?
Boar's Nest.
Boar's Nest.
And he says this through she's pitched over laughing.
Yes, the Ball's Nest. You could come and join us for dinner, and I'm more than happy to tell a story if you like, or unless anyone else wants to.
Freudian slip.
I'll tell you what, next time you come in, you make sure you have that story ready for me. I try to stay away from places like that. I get a little too friendly with those places sometimes. Gotta protect myself.
Oh, they're the best places. All right, very well.
Stories I could tell.
Maybe we should exchange stories then. Okay, so we come back in a couple of days, and hopefully you may or may not have some more items to share.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Wonderful.
Sounds great. All right. It's a pleasure doing business, y'all.
Pleasure. Now, is that in gold, in platinum, in silver pieces?
You want it in copper? I give you in tea and copper, but you might need a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it however you want. You want some platinum? I got you platinum.
All right, wonderful. All right, I assume we can just write down whatever we want.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was it again? The exact number?
1,166.66. 6666.
0.666666.
I would be willing to take the 6.5 to make it even. No.
Oh, Boltzmann.
Wonderful. Well, job well done.
All right. Yeah. See you in a couple of days.
In a couple of days, then.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that you guys want to do while you're in the shopping district of Roteberg?
I just have to step away real quick, so I'll just I'm happy to follow the group. If they want to go searching, and I'll probably just buy a couple of basic items like oil and things like that, necessities.
Yeah, I was just gonna top off on some. Well, actually, how am I doing on cooking supplies? Have I run through a majority of it, or
You've, I would say yeah, it's probably a good time to pick out, and plus here you probably have a better selection of different ingredients, spices, that type of thing. So yeah, you'd be able to get a good selection. I would say you could buy 10 gold worth of ingredients and be pretty happy with what you've got out of it.
get some paprika?
Get it all.
I think Emmy's would I haven't. I don't think there's anything on my. I'll have to double check my own spell list and see if there's any components I absolutely have to have. I don't think that there's much. But in general, she's probably just looking for like new fashion statements, new like hair scarves, new hats, new dresses. She's just enjoying herself going through the market.
Yeah, this is again one of the more metropolitan areas that you've been in. This is definitely the biggest city that you've seen. So all of this is very big to you. Lots of stuff, all the highest fashion that you've ever seen is probably came from either here or Soderham. But Soderham is definitely more closed off and less visible. So this is definitely the origin of anything that you've seen in your area. Probably
The others don't need to know that. Yeah, she's just around for that kind of stuff.
Anything that you want, you could probably find if you wanted to pick up. If you did want to spend for any of that, just let me know what you're looking for, and we could just work out how much it is. We don't have to role play every shop.
Yeah, it'll be hair scarves, it'll be dresses, and go from there.
I would say you could do a nice selection of that. Again, probably about. I'd say touristy time, about 10 to 15 gold. You'd be able to have a couple of new dresses, a couple of new scarves, new pair of gloves, even if you'd like it to kind of match everything. Whole new outfit you could have for.
Excellent. That's 100% what I'm
very
doing.
Nice. Okay.
15 gold for the top tier stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, Emia, didn't you say you needed something?
What?
I'm pretty sure you mentioned that you needed something.
No, I don't need anything.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You guys make your way through the district. You see tons of different shops and different things that you just, again, are not familiar with, or not familiar, but just not an everyday sight to be able to see everything all together like this. So it's quite a big shopping area, one of the biggest shopping areas in all of Alma. You guys make your way back over to the Boar's Nest, or where are you guys going?
Do we have anywhere in particular we want to go? We've done a bit of a tour of the town, or
I think it's just touristy stuff at this point, unless there's, we went to the market, all that. I think it's just touristy stuff.
that actually sounds like a kind of fun thing to do if we just wander around, just having some ice cream or something like that, some sort of like walking around with like Turkish delight or whatnot, and just checking everything out in the town, in the city.
I think Emmy's gonna she's working with Boltzmann to figure out how he might join in a game of like the Wizard's Ball, like with some of his artificer stuff. Like he might be able to have some kind of object instead that makes the magic versus the actual arcane.
I mean, that actually sounds a lot like what Boltzmann would do, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Sounds exactly what Boltzmann would do.
He'd probably add a rocket to it or something and try to figure out
Like,
how he can rig it to explode.
To spike it instead of just passing it or lobbing it. Find a way to just like spike the ball.
Yeah, you guys are more than welcome. The evening is coming near. It's starting to get a little bit night. It's getting close to evening. You see the lights. There's lights that kind of fill the shopping area, lighting up the spaces. You see a few more booths and kind of food stalls. One of them you see has a place where you can have an entire ham hock that's been so it's entire thing of like pork leg, but it's been candied on the outside, so it has like a almost like a brown sugar glaze. You see like one family, the dad has kind of got this whole thing in his hand, walking around. The kid's just like looking up at him. You do see a lot of again, the decoration. This entire place is filled with red and gold streamers and banners and all these things that are dedicated to this King's Week, this King's Battle, and the time surrounding it. You're able to take a little bit of downtime, a little bit of fun time, just kind of check everything out, people watch, do all that before it gets too late. After a while,
Delilah supposed to come back to us at some point before the evening?
Uh-oh.
she said that she would meet you back at the Boar's Nest.
Okay. Not that Emmy would complain. Like, if she's off with her boo, she's off with her boo.
Eventually, you see you make it to the far edge of the shopping district, and you can kind of see the Boar's Nest. You see the casino basically across the street from it. Were you guys going to go back into the Boar's Nest, or are you guys going somewhere else?
Unless anybody else wants to do anything else?
That's all I had on my agenda.
Emmy wants to go back to the room and change to her new dress. One of her new dresses.
Oh, God.
You get into the Boar's Nest, and again, this is it's the busiest time of day, and the busiest months are different busiest week of the year for them. So it's a little bit difficult to find space, but you do end up finding someone that's getting up. You are able to sit down and have enough space for everybody. You see Delilah sitting at the bar, who sees you come in and then kind of follows you to your table. Hi.
Well,
it's complicated.
It always is.
love's always like that. She looks at Dante.
Always. He just like pretends to like, encourage, or he encourages Emmy. He's enjoying this as much as he hates it.
Well, at first he kind of wanted some space to think about things, but the more we walked and the more we talked, it kind of really came out that he only broke up with me because he wanted to be able to move on. He still loves me.
I knew it!
Well, my family had someone else in mind for me, a better deal from my father's pockets is all, but his family was pushing him towards someone else, and he was going to move forward with her, but when he got back home, but now things changed.
Love always finds a way. So, are y'all, together now? Are y'all gonna make this work?
I think so. I mean, there was no definitive plan, but he kind of started talking about a future.
And a ring?
Oh, he didn't go that far, but kinda. He even talked about how he could apply to transfer here at Roteberg, Crownsguard. Maybe even get a promotion in the process due to his experience with Kingsguard. They're always looking for top soldiers, so it would be a way to be away from his family, away from mine, gonna be on our own. We were both excited about that part.
Oh, I'll bet.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
at least Saoirse doesn't have to hunt him down anymore.
Dante.
What?
Saoirse would say Plan B. He's still in shock, but he left here with a smile, so that's good. We have some time, a few months at least to figure it all out, but yeah, I think it's going to be okay.
So glad to hear that, Delilah. Oh, it's so nice to see at least a start towards a happy ending,
Yeah, I think so. I feel better than I have since I've been here, so that's good. I think it's good. I just want to think. Yeah, I'll let you know. But I thank you for everything that you guys have done. I kind of still need a place to sleep tonight. He's in barracks until after the fight. So hopefully I can stay with you guys for a little bit.
That ain't even a question. Of course.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate everything. Cameo, thank you. I do appreciate everything.
Camille nods.
Sorry.
Just like
Dante's just looking off in the distance, not waiting for anything at all.
I think I'm gonna go up to the room. It's been a long day.
Whenever you see him next, actually, if you're going to come with us, if we're going to go look at the some of the King's battle, well, I'm happy to doll you up again for your man.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
Oh,
we could do that.
excellent. You rest up then.
All right, thank you. And she kind of heads up the stairs.
As soon as she's out of sight, Emmy just starts squealing. Oh, we did it! We did it! We did it!
Congratulations.
Well, I'm happy for the both of them.
Just like in the books. That's how it's supposed to go. When things get complicated, and then this is how it's supposed to end. With a happily ever after.
The books don't usually tell of the half a dozen or so people who are pushing one person into one direction and hog-tying the other person in the other. But I agree.
have to go with plan B.
Job well done.
Yeah.
It's always a little
Fairy
messy in the
tale
middle, but
endings aren't always the case, Emmy, but I'm happy that this one turned out right.
every princess deserves a fairy tale ending. She's a little bit wistful as she's smiling at the stairwell where Delilah disappeared to.
Well, who wants to get drunk?
I think that's just you, Dante.
Splendid. And Dante stands up.
No, actually, I'll join you.
Wonderful. He stands up, twirls around. That group of people over there look fun. Let's go over there. And so he just like beelines it over there, arm out to Camille to just like shoot a direction into the largest group of people who are having fun.
All right, she'll follow.
Emmy looks at who's left. She says, "Aren't we supposed to be having a real important conversation? Should they be getting so off kilter?" I guess only Saoirse, Bran, and Boltzmann left.
In
Well,
reality, it's just Bran.
And yeah, I don't know. Maybe Saoirse wants to have a few drinks herself.
You need to do two
Knowing her.
voices, Bran.
Yeah, I've been doing multiple voices all night, so it's your turn.
You've been rocking
Oh, no.
it.
If you guys want, we can kind of go back in time next week when everyone's here to discuss and get everybody's opinions
Yeah.
on all that.
Yeah.
That would probably be the best.
That would be for the best.
Yeah.
I'll say that you guys have a stirring conversation and come to a concrete conclusion of something to do. When
So
you
we're supposed
guys
to be having an important conversation with the guy who's coming tonight. They're about to get wasted.
oh yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. We can hold our liquor. We're fine.
All right. And she'll get some milk for her and a pitcher of milk for her and Boltzmann. I don't know if she saw anyone else drinking milk.
When you do order milk, the bartender does give you like a funny kind of a look. This seems to be more like a drinking bar, and but he's able to rustle up, get one pitcher of milk for you.
Bran
But
kind of like
with a very
leans his
confused
weight
face.
onto the counter, gives the gives the bartender a stern look as if to dare him to question his milk drinking.
So we can kind of fast forward and then go back in time. Next session, we can kind of go over this conversation so that everybody has their opinions heard. But you guys are able to meet and discuss everything like that. What's the sleeping arrangements like for everyone? You guys have one room, so you guys are all packed into the one room.
I would just like to say, while we're doing our thing, like fast forwarding and stuff, like Dante is acting like the big brother to the little sister at this point. Like every time, like he's carousing, but every time it looks like Camille's getting a little too friendly, or like someone's trying to like hit on her more likely. Dante just always steps in to try and dissolve that situation, and just like. He gets all protective and stuff like that, so like no sleazy buggers go after her.
Oh, sweet.
At the same time, trying to pick up every girl he can.
Of course.
As far as sleeping, if it's all in the one room, Emmy would kind of claim her side or her area of the room. And if you use a spell overnight and then you're having your long rest while the spell is active, will it still recover itself for the next day?
Yeah, it's when it's cast. And it usually has a duration. So like if it's like the dome spell is cast at night, it uses the spell slot when it's used. It lasts for the duration unless something interrupts it, and then it's refreshed the next day.
Okay. She's going to use her rope trick, and she's just going to call it her treehouse. So she'll just be, she'll be sleeping up in her quote-unquote treehouse, that kind of alternate dimensional space up there.
Okay. So you see when you guys are all kind of figuring out where your spaces are, you see her kind of pull out this rope and then split it so that it kind of opens up into this empty space. And then you see her kind of almost disappear into it. When you look from one angle, you cannot see it at all, but you look from straight on and you see the rope outlining the circle and her fitting directly within the means of the circle.
The rope was her belt.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So they can see up in, you can see into it, or it's completely.
I'd have to look and see. I think they can. Rope check. Oh, heavy. Does it disappear, or is it hidden? Or you just see the rope, right?
I think they can only see the rope, unless I pull it up into the spell, which she'd probably pull it up anyway at a point.
At the upper end of the rope, the invisible entrance opens to an extra-dimensional space. So one end of the rope raises into the air until the rope hangs perpendicular to the ground. Oh, okay. So you just see this rope floating in midair, and she climbs up and then hops into a space that you guys cannot see. You just see the rope floating in air.
Well, who sees that? Is it which is that? Saoirse and Camille?
It's just in the room.
Yeah, it's just in the room.
That
as you guys are kind of all situating, she's kind of preparing her spot. You see her kind of take off her belt and then fashion it up, and it kind of begins to float. And then you kind of see her kind of grab up to it, and then kind of disappear into this space above it.
Dante watches her disappear and just, well, isn't that a thing? That is definitely a nifty trick.
She pokes her head back out from underneath. She's like, "Isn't it?" And it goes back up.
Dante's just nodding when she says that. Yeah, it is. Yes. Why can't you do that, Bran? Boltzmann.
The rope trick is actually only an hour.
I know, but Dante doesn't.
I thought it was 8 hours.
No, rope trick is 1 hour.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, I thought you
said it was 8 hours.
I thought you said the rope trick was only an arcane. Oh, sorry.
That's also what I thought at first, and then I heard hour. Oh, man. Okay,
It's all right.
And she'll use the rope trick to get herself ready for bed. So when she comes back out from the rope, like now she's wearing like her nightgown and stuff.
Okay.
Just do it that way then, and then she'll have to like she'll rig up some kind of she'll get like extra sheets, extra blankets or whatever from the tavern, from the inn, and she'll block off like a partition. How does Mage Hand last? A minute. No, never mind.
Yeah.
She'll find a way to rig something up. She'll probably get Boltzmann's help. He's good with like rigging stuff. Then she'll set her alarm spell too, so no.
Yeah, you can make like a little pillow fort.
It's like a fort. Yeah, it's like a fort with blankets.
You're building a pillow fort.
Oh my god.
She's building a pillow fort for herself. Yep. And she sets
yeah,
the alarm
you
spell.
still have all your camping. You still have your gear that you use when you go out. So you have your own bedroll and pillow, and kind of be able to create something using your tent and just kind of positioning it a little different. Not putting the full tent up, but giving yourself space.
Privacy is clearly a thing.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like it.
As you guys continue and get ready for bed, you guys are able to drift off. Camille, much like the night before, you have another similar vision. This time you almost pick up where you had left off. Flying high over the ocean. In front of you, you see land. Roll a perception check, please.
Perception check?
Yup.
Perception. There it is. Ooh, that was terrible.
Nice.
Wow.
19. It's not terrible.
No. It was lagging.
Oh, okay. You see a coastal town in front of you. You see the land coming up in front of you. You see a small coastal town, small but quaint. With a 19, I'll say that you are able to look at this. It is nighttime. It is. You're able to see a few of the lights that are lit among the main road, and from the quick glance, you think you notice the White Lady.
The White Lady Inn?
Yes. You seem to continue to fly, and you seem to be flying closer to the ground now, following the coast, going over another body of water, and after a moment or two, you see lights on the horizon. Roll another perception check.
Okay. What the hell's going on?
Okay. In front of you, you see a large mass. What you first saw was a few lights. You get closer and you see this. The lights that you saw were large, almost lighthouses and watchtowers along the coast of this large fortified city. In the center, you see Soderham Castle, a familiar place that you've seen a picture of now. You pass over this and you pass over all of Soderham, all of Sohir, and you continue to go south. You follow south. It follows a river out by a city, passes a beautiful lake that is smooth, almost like glass. And as you make your way closer and closer to the water, you feel the body almost skimming across, only inches away. You begin to look and you see the red glow and the yellows and the oranges that are being emitted by your body, reflecting into the still water on this moonless night. You see some small details. You see wings that are spread, almost 8 feet across, that glow bright red with every gentle flap that you make. And at the end, you see wings, you see the red becomes nearly transparent as ethereal stars, almost similar to what you once saw from a small green gnome's temporary temple. As you look again, trying to see your own face in the reflection, the vision breaks, and quickly you find yourself awake. And I think that is where we will leave tonight's session.
Okay.
Cool.
Got a feeling.
Okay.
little bit early, but we're down some people, so let's we'll go ahead and cut out a little bit early. But
yeah, it's probably got a D.
not
Yeah,
too
sounds
bad.
about right.
Yeah,
Still jam packed.
yeah, definitely a lot of information. My voice
So
is already
happy for
gone.
Delilah. I'm so happy.
You were overly happy.
I was super happy. Listen, I'm just responding how the character would.
Well, at least
Also
you know
how-
something.
Also, how Brenna totally would.
At least something happens. Like good for once.
Yeah, until we all
Right.
we all get our asses kicked. At least she had a good ending.
I'm waiting for Moose to be like, and then he left, and he
Then he's
and she
abusive.
turned out.
Oh,
She turned
no.
out to be lying the whole time, and it's really someone else's baby.
Oh my god, the plot twist.
Do not look at Dante.
Right, it's all going in the book. Me's writing a book.
Actually, that would make a pretty good book. So
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. Secretly
Anything is-
Dante. What?
Anything's possible.
When we become the Vox Populi sort of like in public awareness, like like big heroes and stuff like that, no one is allowed to bring that kind of stuff up because Dante is without flaw when it comes to being a hero.
It's gonna be
Can't
like
withhold
30.
Dante.
truth.
It's gonna be like 30 children popping up everywhere claiming to be the son of Dante.
Well, like Hercules.
Great
like,
Dante.
yeah. It'd be like Hercules. Everyone will be claiming like descent from Hercules, and that's fine. But Dante did no wrong.
You're the recordings that they make. That's the backstory that they don't tell. It's the recordings that they make.
The Zeus
And the bard.
This
The
book
bard.
is not based. This book is only loosely based on real information.
Let's just say, if Dante's alive at the end of this and nobody else is, he's telling his own story. I mean, you got to understand that, right?
Double lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dante
Say
was
thank you.
the leader.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Go
right.
ahead.
You're right. It's okay.
Again, we want to say thank you to all of our followers and supporters this week and every week for being here, being part of the show. Thank you, Gigi Chalker, for hanging around here today. Dark Tolan, I saw you in chat. Thank you for being here. Thumper, again, gifting another sub. Thank you for that, Thump. We appreciate you. If you missed any part of this episode, the VOD is available immediately on Twitch, but they will not stay there forever. If you want to catch up with any of our previous episodes in the campaign, the link to our YouTube is below. Search Black Dragon RP and look for our big Dragon Eye logo. Last thing before we go, I want to take a moment to shout out our players. In the info box below, you will see some links. Go check out these wonderful people. Some of them have links to their Twitter accounts, like Throwaway Doodles. Not here tonight, but usually plays is Ellen, who plays Boltzmann. RPG Theologian, who had to step out. Rob, who plays Saoirse. The Relentless Hunter, Aaron, who plays Branimir. Some who stream on here on Twitch, like Thumpin' Knox, Ryan, who plays Dante. Yumi Segura, Tony, who plays Camiel. They stream right here on Twitch on a semi-regular basis, so go and drop them a follow and a sub. Last but not least, Brenna, who plays Emmy, author and writing cheerleader on Twitch, Tuesdays through Saturday on the Bren Nailed It channel. I'm Brad. I'm known as Monocle Moose on all platforms, so go check us all out. Please check out the info box below. And I think that wraps up this episode from us. I want to thank you very much for being here. We will see you here again next week, same time, same Twitch channel. Make sure you're here on Sunday for our movie rank up. And we'll be here same time, same Twitch channel next week. We love you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.